and fight fans alike. Live in Sheffield tonight for the overdue return of Amir King Khan. Right now, as you can see, our first two fighters are ready to go. Let's join our MC, Mr. Michael Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome to the Motor Point Arena here in the Steel City of Sheffield, England. Tonight, Manny Breffin for Golden Boy and Asif Valley for Calm Promotions. Sponsored by JD Sports, Pasha and Maxi Muscle. Live and exclusive on Box Nation, Britain's dedicated boxing channel. Proudly present 10 3-minute rounds of boxing for the English Super Featherweight title. The officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge at ringside, Mr. Charles Giles. Matchmakers, Robert Diaz and Jason McClory. Timekeeper at the bell, Colin Roberts from Halifax. The three scoring judges at ringside are Steve Gray from Fleetwood, Marcus McDonald from Twickenham, and Terry O'Connor from Birmingham. Finally, when the action commences, the star referee in charge of the action, one of the world's leading referees, Mr. Phil Edwards from Preston. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red coloured shorts trimmed with black. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 9 stone, 2 pounds, 13 ounces. From 19 contests, he has 16 wins. 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout, only 2 defeats and 1 draw. He comes to the ring this evening as a former Commonwealth Super Featherweight title challenger, presenting from Ashton-under-Lyne, John Two Smokes Kays. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the blue, white and red coloured shorts. At the weigh-in yesterday, he scaled 9 stone, 3 pounds, 2 ounces. His excellent record reads this evening, 26 contests, 23 wins. 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout, with only 3 defeats. He comes to the ring this evening as the former Super Featherweight Champion of Great Britain. Tonight, making the proud first defense of his current title, here is the English Super Featherweight Champion from Dewsbury, Gary 5-Star Sykes. Mr. Edwards with his final instructions, 10 3-minute rounds.
Okay, gentlemen, you've had your instructions in the dressing room. You know what I expect of you. Follow my instructions, defend yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Well, good evening to you, and you're watching with us on Freeview, and this, on paper, is a very, very good fight indeed to kick off with. Gary Sykes against John Kays. There's Gary Sykes from Dewsbury, a real all-action fighter, and John Kays, he can mix it at a high level. We've seen that in the past. Difficult one to pick. I guess Sykes would be the favourite, but Kays, he'll certainly fancy his chances.
He will. He's trained well, John. I've been seeing some tweets recently from him and from his team, and he'll be up for the fight, certainly.
Sykes was to have fought Adrian Broner. A little bit an unlikely contest, but it was on the cards back in May. That didn't happen. He'd have been disappointed about that, I guess you might say, just as well. But he's in here, and he's making a nice, fast start against Kays. Desperately wants to win back that British title that he lost in that tremendous tussle against Gary Buckland back in 2011. It was a tremendous fight, and he would very, very much like a rematch, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a good fight, and, you know, I remember watching on a night thinking about Sykes, because Sykes was favoured to win, thinking, you know, when he steps up to that very top level, he's just going to have to tighten up just a bit because he's open for the big shot, and then bang, it happened. You know, I didn't expect it from Buckland, but it happened, and the shot certainly woke Sykes up. He's improved since then. He's had some good wins, and as you say, he'll really want that British title back.
I guess John Kays' biggest fight was when he was stopped in 10 by Liam Walsh, also a couple of years ago. That was for the Commonwealth lightweight title. Gave Walsh some anxious moments, though, but he's not had the big fight since. This is very much one which he will want to make a bit of a statement in. 29 years old, and he needs some good performances, Kays, now, if he's going to kick on in his career. So a lot at stake here tonight, not just the English belt. Kays has certainly got the edge in support here, even though Sykes is a Dewsbury fighter. He's got some very, very vociferous fans who've come across from Ashton, giving him all their support. Big Manchester United fan, John. He'll have all eyes on the Emirates tomorrow. Might even be going, actually. Often goes with them.
I don't even want to talk about it, John.
Oh, sorry. The accent's a giveaway, of course. I forgot I was talking about things you'd rather not speak of. Sykes, a former ABA champion. He's been a professional some 7 years now. Kays has also been a pro now for 6 years. And not too much in it in this opening round. Sykes started brightly, but Kays starting to get home a little bit with the jab. How did you see it?
I gave it to Sykes just. It was a close round. I thought the better weight came from Sykes. You can see he's got that bit of quality about him. He's just lunging in a little bit too much and his chin's rising a bit. Kays is having a bit of success, but the heads are coming really close as well. I think that both of them have, you know, I saw Johnny Kays have a little moan before about the head, and Phil Edwards told him, you know, I'll tell you about the heads, don't worry, but they are coming close.
Sometimes a question of styles, isn't it? And you can see straight away that, as you say, the heads could well wind up being a factor. Here's Julian McGowan with Gary Sykes from Shannon also in that corner.
Educated pressure, all we've talked about, educated pressure, but finish on the left up, right, because the glove's coming away from his chin. Right round the side, yeah. Touch, touch, round. Touch, touch, round. Right. Just like we've been doing. Say this kid, left up, and right.
Reminder that we will be encrypted after 8 o'clock. Preview until then. You're going to watch the big fights, the big heavyweight contest, and of course the return of Amir Khan. You're going to have to go onto boxnation.com and you're going to have to register. Sykes always very busy. He's renowned within the sport for having what's always termed as a terrific engine, isn't he? He keeps going, he throws a lot of punches.
He is, John, so fit. I always remember the stories about him on the squads, on the England squads and GB squads, how fit he was, especially at running.
ABA Featherweight champion, as I said, in 2005. He's got a few good wins on his record as well. Anthony Crolla won't thank me for reminding viewers that he's one of them. Andy Morris, Carl Johansson as well. Nice shot to the body from Kays. Kays has a full-time job away from boxing. He's a plumber. Sykes walked straight into a right hand there. Fought a couple of times as amateurs, these two, and Sykes won on both occasions, but different time, different sport, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, it is. It is, and Sykes really come on a lot when he turned pro and progressed through fast. I think Sykes he's been told to finish on the left hook by his trainer Julian before, and I think he's gone just a little bit too much left hook happy. Everything he's throwing, he's leading in with it now as well, and the jab was working. It's given Kays more success with his own jab now because Sykes is lunging in with left hooks.
That's another close round. First round you gave, not by a huge margin, to Gary Sykes. Second one?
Same again, John. Again, not much in them at all, but I think the better work and the cleaner shots are coming from Sykes. He's thrown a lot more.
Well, a lot of interest later on the heavyweight contest. And that, if you've not seen him before, is Deontay Wilder. He's going to be fighting Audley Harrison. Looks the part, doesn't he?
Looks $1 million.
6'7", chiseled, good all-round athlete. A little bit robotic and a little bit crude as a heavyweight, but he's still learning. And if he gets through Audley Harrison, well, he's got a big name on his record. Audley will see it very, very differently, of course.
10 seconds for this.
John Kays with Pat Ward and Darren McCarrick in his corner. Gary Sykes with Julian McGowan. Away we go then. Round 3, English super featherweights. Gary Sykes, the champion, against John Kays. Interesting evening here as well. Looking forward to seeing Anthony Ogogo in action later on. He's making his debut. Golden Boy have really made big noises about his attributes and about what they think he can achieve. And, of course, Harry Khan.
Yeah. Two good amateurs. I think this, I remember Bunty saying last week, it may be a record tonight for the amount of British Olympic medalists. I don't know if it is, and I don't know the full stats, but there's a few on tonight.
Audley said at the press conference, said we ought to be calling this the Olympians.
Something as well which a lot of people forget to give Audley credit for. He started all that. He went out and led the way, winning his gold. He brought the funding into amateur boxing, and it certainly helped me. It helped a lot of the lads like Pricey and the lads a lot more than it did for me, because GB took off then.
Nobody getting a clear ascendancy as yet in this fight. Sykes may just be a little bit the busier, but Kays is having a better round here. Some shorter, sharper punches, and he's scoring with them.
Boxing well, Kays, isn't he, John, at the minute? He's holding his shape good, he's moving off, he's getting just out of range.
I think he's doing well in this round. Straighter, shorter punches. Sykes, as you said earlier, has gone a little bit hook happy.
Kays making a miss a lot, he's just not doing enough countering.
Sykes just keeps coming, doesn't he? John Kays' boxing nickname is Two Smokes. Apparently it was given him by Stevie Bell as an amateur. You know about that?
I've known his nickname for years. Yeah, he's had it for years, and
he reckons he doesn't really know where it came from. At least he's not coming clean on it.
No, Belly's used to giving nicknames to everyone. He's got about 15 himself. That's Stephen Bell for you.
Well, another interesting round, very competitive right the way through, and not too much between them. Talked about...
You're not throwing that jab on your way in. You're going back to old Gary Sykes, which smothers your work, right? Listen. Smothering your work's one thing.
That underlines what you were saying, Paul, that he's not throwing the jab. He was working better off the jab earlier in the fight.
and you're smothering head down and he's grabbing you. You've got to come in behind the jab. Feint it, long first and then round.
He's right what he's saying, but the round before that he sent him out to throw left hooks and finish on it. I think Sykes just misinterpreted that to go left hook happy. Kay's won that round for me because he's the better boxer, he's the tidier boxer. He was making Sykes miss a lot, and Sykes became a bit predictable, which he's not a predictable fighter.
Judges watching this: Terry O'Connor, Marcus McDonnell in a seat pretty much right in front of our commentary position, and Stephen Gray. And we've got it 2-1 to Sykes. Gave that last one to Kays. I thought on paper this was going to be a tight one though, Paul, and it's looking as though it's going to work out that way.
I think Kays has probably realised he can do this on the back foot and box and make Sykes fall a bit short, and he's having the success. He's just got to counter and come back and make Sykes pay when he makes him miss.
They are similar physically. There's not a lot between them in terms of height or reach, but kind of watching in the ring, it almost looks as though Kays looks the bigger man. He fights taller, doesn't he, and uses the jab very effectively. It's nice.
Sykes doesn't seem to have an answer for Kays' footwork. When Sykes comes rushing in, Kays takes that little step back, and it's paying dividends for him.
There's a real sharpness about Kays' work. He looks very much up for it, Paul.
Boxing very well, John. He's making Sykes fall short all the time. Sykes comes in for the attack. Kays takes a little step back, or he'll roll underneath and he'll get out the way. He didn't obviously do that there, but he's doing it well and he's staying composed. He's making Sykes miss a lot, and Sykes will end up getting frustrated. Same again, good footwork, just getting out the way of the attack and then trying to counter.
Battle of the jabs certainly is being won by Kays. Very much more effective in that department. All the time, this big Sheffield arena filling up for our main event coming later on. Amir Khan in action. It's Julio Diaz. And as well, of course, the big heavyweight, Audley Harrison and Deontay Wilder. And a debut for Haroon Khan, who's going to be on this bill, stepping into a professional ring for the very first time. There he is. That's right now in the dressing room. He's next in the ring. Haroon Khan, very good amateur. Now, for the first time, at the age of 21, stepping into the ring as a professional. He's going to be a little bit nervous, I'm sure. A couple of days ago, I spoke to him. He's really looking forward to it. Right now, though, he's going to be wanting to make an impression. That's going to be after our preview period ends. So if you want to watch that and the big fights, go to boxnation.com. Meanwhile, here we've got Gary Sykes and John Kays. English super featherweight fight, a 10-rounder. Gary Sykes, well, he's just starting to struggle a bit. Did you give that last round to Kays?
I did, yeah. I thought he boxed very well. That was his best round so far. The footwork is making Sykes fall short all the time. Sykes is still lunging in with left hooks and even right hooks, and he's just trying a bit too hard. You know, his jab will will open everything up for him. That's a bit better from him, but Kays is winning the battle of the jabs, as you said.
Sykes throwing bundles of punches, but not too many of them are landing cleanly. And he's got some problems which he and his corner are going to have to sort out. Nice counter again off the ropes from Kays.
Kays has just got to not fall into the trap of getting caught with a good shot and then letting his shape go and letting everything go to pot. All the good work, you know, by lunging in. Then he's boxing very nicely on the back foot.
Well, if it sticks to the game plan, I mean, unless Sykes can change the pattern of this, if Kays can stick to this game plan, it's becoming very feasible that he's going to win this fight.
Sykes, oh, it's a good right hand though from Sykes.
You can see how much Kays was annoyed with himself there. He banged the gloves together and shouted, "Come on!" I think that was to himself.
Sykes can maintain this all night, though. He's proven that before. Kays has got to maintain this pace and got to keep using his legs all the time.
Very popular around the Dewsbury area is Gary Sykes. Very media friendly. That's a nice exchange.
Yeah, good work from Sykes. They come out the better of that exchange.
Well, he kind of needed a good round here, Sykes. Sense that he was just starting to get pushed away out of his path in this contest.
Good body shot from Sykes.
He's had a better round here. Another good round. I thought Sykes did better there, Paul.
Yeah, tough one to score though, because I thought Kays still did a lot of good work, but the better stuff did come from Sykes. The more eye-catching shots came from Sykes, and good power shots were landed. More importantly, some good body shots, which will stand Sykes in good stead later on in the fight.
That was a right hand to the head, which got through from Sykes.
Told John, come on, mate. You've got to beat him to the punch, John, yeah? You've got to beat him to the punch. So listen to me. Come on, then. Beat him to the shot.
It's time to rev John Kays up in his corner, trying to get him to step it up a level, get a bit more snap into his work. He's working so well off the jab earlier in the contest.
Yeah.
Needs to get back to that.
He does, and you know, the way the fight's been going, I'd send Johnny Kays out to make Sykes fall short. That little step back, that little step 6 inches out of range, and then counter him straight. Stop trying to counter with uppercuts, counter with overhand right, because Sykes is lunging in and leaning forward.
Into the second half of the fight now. You've got it 3-2 at halfway in Sykes' favour. A bit of success with that right hand over the top of the guard, over the top of the left hand lead. It's good from Sykes. Forcing Kays to give ground.
Good shot from Kays. Uppercut was very close to landing, but the left hook follow-up definitely landed.
Main event tonight, due to start soon after 10 o'clock. Before that, we've got the heavyweights in action. Rodley Harrison and Deontay Wilder already here in the Motorpoint Arena in Sheffield. And we're expecting Amir Khan in the building before too long. Well, they're trying to get Kays to be first to the punch. Do you think he has been?
No, I don't, and I think trying it has probably been what's caused him to lose this round. You know, he was having success making Sykes fall short and countering him. That little step out of range, just 6 inches out of range, let your shots go. He was having success with that.
Well, the fighters are starting to arrive. And here's the man who's going to be in the ring with Amir Khan, Julio Diaz. 33 years old, and he looks in terrific shape. Really does look well. He's been there, of course, at the highest level, and he knows what it's all about. He's not going to be fazed by anything about this. Been there, done it, seen it. What sort of a night is he going to give Amir Khan? If you want to watch and if you want to know, subscribe now at boxnation.com. For that subscription, of course, remember that we also have through the night the Martinez-Murray fight, and next weekend the one and only Floyd Mayweather. Was that another round to Sykes on your card, Paul?
Yeah, it was. I think he's starting to take over again now. For me, Kays, to get back in this, he's got to use his legs, he's got to use his clever footwork, taking that step out of range. There's no need to trade with Sykes. He's not going to come out on top doing that, in my opinion.
Both of them landing decent shots there. Sykes really trying to put the pressure on. He didn't give you a moment's rest, as he's always on you.
He's known for that, as you said before. He's known throughout the game for that. You know, everyone knows him for the pressure and the non-stop, relentless work rate that he's got. He's got some engine on him. It is the correct nickname, isn't it?
Heads going in close again. Getting the impression as well in these exchanges that it's Sykes who's having the final word. Heads going in again, and Kay's not happy about it.
No, he had a little moan in the first round over it, but you know, it's unfortunate, but that's boxing. You've just got to get on with it. You know, they're going in. He's not too. He's a bit guilty of it himself as well.
He's trying to double up on the jab. And Sykes comes in and lands a decent left hand. Well, it's just getting a bit frustrating for Kays, I think. Knows what he should be doing, but it's just not working. He can't quite boss Sykes as he would wish. And Sykes is having some of the cleaner work and some of the better scoring shots with shots like that.
Yeah, he's having the last say as well, John, isn't he, like you said? There's not much in the rounds, they're not big, clear rounds, but Sykes is doing enough to take them.
You've got to go back again. Me and Bob are saying 2 phases, 3 phases, okay? No single phases. Bang, 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 to the side, pop, 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 underneath, bang. 3rd phase. Feel good? Yeah. I think you just let's put an exclamation mark on these 3 rounds now. Because this is not so one-sided on the scorecard. Honestly, more work from you still needed. Turn him in.
Well, that may well be true, but we've got him now cleared by 3 rounds, 3 points in front. Gary Sykes. Yeah. John Kays has got to really finish strongly in this fight to get back into contention, the way we're seeing it anyway, as we move into the 8th of 10.
That advice from Sykes' corner is the advice I'd give Kays. 2 phases. Step out of range, 6 inches, counter, and next phase, get on your bike, get back out, wait, let Sykes set himself. As Sykes tries to jump in and lunge in again, another little step back, counter, and then get on your bike. He's doing the counter well, but he's staying inside, in the range, staying in the pocket, so to speak, Kays, and he's getting caught. You know, he doesn't need to be there where he is now. That's where I feel he's taking his shots.
Kays may well need these last 3 rounds if he's going to claim this title. Had that good little spell, John Kays, rounds 3 and 4, where he looked as though he was starting to claim the pattern of the fight, make it his fight. Yeah. But it's not kind of worked out that way thereafter. Sykes has just been on him, still keeps coming. Body shot inside from Sykes, and another one, and another. Last left hook might have hurt him a bit, I think.
Yeah, I agree, John. I agree. And
he's struggling here, Kays. The body shots have done the damage. That left hook. And he's covering up down below. Those body shots are taking a toll.
Before we knew he was there, Sykes will know he's there because he'll hear them noises inside, but we can't hear him. It took about 3 more until Kays started dipping up the knees.
Another good left hook. And then the gloves came down and the left to the head. Well, Sykes might not be a big one-punch knockout artist, but he throws an awful lot, and he's thrown half a dozen at least real solid body shots here, and another big left hook there, and these are taking a real toll.
Brave from Johnny Kays as well. He's coming back, he's getting stuck in. Any other fighter, John, you'd be wary of him punching himself out.
Yeah, but you know with Sykes that's not going to be the case.
Yeah,
he's had a big round, but you know he can come back and do it again in the next round.
I've never seen an engine like him.
This has been a very impressive 3 minutes from Gary Sykes, his best of the fight so far. Finishes on the ascendancy, finishes punishing the body as he did through for most of those 3 minutes. Good round for Sykes.
But I don't want to see how tough you are, I want to see how good you are. You listening to me? Show me how tough you are in the gym. Show me how good you are. Don't stand fighting. Don't stand fighting and letting him lead off on you. You've got to be first. If you're going to go forward, you've got to be first. Yeah? You've got to be first. Don't walk forward and let him lead off on you. Breathe deep. Don't let him...
He was relentless, wasn't he? Just kept on coming and thundering away over those body shots.
I think it was that one was just landed what's done the damage, and then we said he was hurt, and then he started dipping at the knees a little bit, Johnny Cage. But again, you know, as Darren Mechanic has just said in the corner there, you know, we don't want to see how tough he is. That was a brave effort from Johnny Cage to come back and to survive that, because those body shots, they're the ones what cripple you, you know, the crucifying the pain when they land, and to still keep going and still keep standing there is a testament to his bravery. But we don't need to see that, you know, we need to see him getting on his bike and boxing.
A sickening attack that from Gary Sykes, and the K's supporters, who were very vociferous early on, have been made a little bit quiet by that, because Sykes is clearly here getting on top. Kay's being told by his corner, get back to your boxing, and when you get inside, make sure that you're first. .29 years old, Gary Sykes. A few miles on the clock nowadays, but he still looks tremendously fresh at this stage of the contest. It's been fought at a terrific pace. It's better from Kays. Maybe Sykes hasn't quite been able to sustain the intensity that he brought into the last round.
Another good body shot then, John. I think he's there, Kays again.
Yep, the arms came down, the elbows came down. Sure sign that the body shots are hurting.
Where Sykes maybe needs to go up to the head now and concentrate on the head. Kays is covering up downstairs a lot. Again, brave game, coming back, keep him going.
He's saying to Sykes, come on, let's have it. But Sykes still keeps coming. Now Kays trying to return a bit with interest. A couple of good body shots of his own. Lancashire versus Yorkshire, Dewsbury versus Ashton. At the moment, Yorkshire looks as though it's having the better of it. Gum shields come out. The referee spotted it. And the bell goes to end another all-action 3 minutes. You give Sykes that one as well?
Yeah, I did. I did. Some really nice body shots. He was hitting Cage with the body shots as well.
And you give him a little bit of hope, okay?
Now, I'm sure you're enjoying this fight. We've got a lot more to come for you. Harry Khan and Anthony Ogogo, their pro debuts. We've got the big heavyweights, Harrison and Wilder, and we're encrypted within the next 3 or 4 minutes. So to stay with us, if you've not already signed up, it's got to be boxnation.com and subscribe now.
I think that was the body shot which started off. The both elbows dropped straight away, John, and then he started going targeting the same area. I'd like to see Sykes, when he catches Cage to the body, come up to the head then.
It's been a good fight.
It has. It's been really a good fight. It's good, one to good to watch. There's not many Gary Sykes and Johnny Cage involved in that aren't good fights.
And we're into the final round. English title at stake. And so far as we're concerned, Sykes is pretty much home and dry unless he makes some big mistake in this last round. But you never know. 3 judges could be seeing it different. Left hand from Sykes. Kays is putting in a big effort in this last round. He showed a lot of heart and he's kept it competitive right the way through. Well matched, these two.
He's a game kid, Johnny Kays, and he's a proud kid as well. He's really having a great goal this last round.
Huge effort from Kays. But doesn't really have the punch power to put Sykes in reverse at this stage of the fights, it seems. So coming now for the last 30 seconds. Kays knows surely that he's got to find something huge in this last few seconds of the fight to somehow turn it around, trying to produce a grandstand finish. Kays trying to Sykes trying to bully him back and give space for his attacks. Good fight, good round, and fought in a really good spirit.
Good last round for Johnny Kays there, you know, really game, really bit down and dug in.
Now, subscribe now at boxnation.com. Your free view is about to end. Big fights coming up, so go to boxnation.com. That's what's coming up. Amir Khan against Julio Diaz, our main event tonight. And Deontay Wilder, the big punching American who's never failed to win a fight and never been past 4 rounds. He's against Audley Harrison, back again. Subscribe now at boxnation.com. Well, who's won this one? On our card, it's got to be Gary Sykes. You've got it. Who did you give that last round to, as a matter of interest? Did Kays do enough?
Kays done enough to just take it, yeah.
Well, you've given 3 to Kays.
7-3.
And 7 to Sykes, so you've got it by 4 points, Paul.
97,
93.
–
We will see. There's the Kays fans hoping that that's all wrong. They've made their way across the Pennines. Nice little run over the Snake Pass.
Scary.
50-mile-an-hour limit nowadays. You've got to behave yourself down there. So they say. Anxious moments for the two fighters, and there again, lovely display of sportsmanship, and it's a good show opener for us tonight. Let's see who's won it. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of championship action, here are the judges' score totals. Steve Gray scores the contest 97-94, Marcus McDonald 98-94, Terry O'Connor 98-93. All 3 judges in favour of the winner by way of unanimous decision, and still the English super featherweight champion from Dewsbury, Gary 5-Star Sykes. A fine challenge from John Two Smokes Kays.
Tremendously competitive, but Sykes still the English champion.
In the super flyweight division, please welcome